All right, this video is going to be part one of the monthly book club for Pillars of the Earth by Ken Follett. This video will be covering the first 250 pages. As a disclaimer, there may be spoilers in here if you're reading along. So if you haven't read the 250 pages, I'll try not to give away too many spoilers, but just forewarn, there might be. So thanks for joining along on the book club. If you are, I did try to do a live stream this morning, but it's mainly my fault. I didn't really look into how to do the live stream before trying to do it. Just like I don't plan for these videos. And then I did get a subscriber joined us, Donna. Thanks for jumping in this morning. I would have kept the dialogue going. I probably should have, but I don't think I set up the YouTube live correctly that would allow you to talk back and forth with me in a timely manner. I think there was like a big delay, and it was tune up time. So I'll have it right the next time. So next week I will do another live stream, and I will make sure that everything is set up accordingly so there can be back and forth and it's more of a conversation. Okay, so let's jump into the actual book. So I picked this one, Pillars of the Earth by Ken Follett, for the monthly book club because I really like Renaissance medieval period stuff. But I kind of did the book club a disservice by picking a book that was 1,000 pages, 1,000 really long pages too. It's not like it's big print or anything like that. So it is ambitious to read it within the month. Like you do have to put in some reading time for this thing. So the first 250 pages, I read 120 of them yesterday. I just didn't get off the couch, and it was Saturday, and that's what I did with my Saturday. So if you don't read all 250 pages or that in the week, that's fine. It's cool. I just wanted everyone to kind of read along. The book takes place in 12th century England so far. It starts off with like a hanging, like a public hanging of a kind of odd. They kind of describe him as like a ginger, and then there's a kind of mystical looking woman with some golden eyes. Later on, we know that she's Ellen, and we get to meet her. She's kind of like a wild woman kind of thing, like from the forest. What I'm liking so far about the book is it seems like we're following three main storylines. You have Tom the Builder and his family's storyline. You have Prior Philip, who just became Prior of Kingsbridge. And then you have the Hamleys saga with William Hamley, Percy Hamley, and the mother, and kind of a king's succession kind of betrayal thing going on. My favorite of the story, I don't know, because they each have their own like cast of characters. Like in the Tom the Builder story, at first when it started off, I thought that this book was kind of be going to be like kind of hunky dory, corny, and then it got real dark real fast with the death of Tom's original wife, Agnes, during childbirth, and that was pretty harsh, pretty harsh reading, and it was real sad because they seemed to be soulmates, even though Tom had already ran into Ellen, the wild woman with the golden eyes. I did think the scene where he has literally just put Agnes in the ground, him and his children are starving. They lay down to go to sleep, and Ellen shows up, and they make love with each other, like while he's like starving and in shock grief, literally the same day after he put his wife in the ground. I thought that was a little weird, to be honest. He uh he did pick up rather quickly with this other lady, which was kind of strange, kind of weird, but it's making a unique dynamic in the book, which is pretty cool. Um, I'm excited to see where her story goes. Her story, she's gonna have some kind of like fantasy element. I know that at that hanging, she cursed, the priest, the sheriff, and there was somebody else there. So I'm really interested to see what happens there. The uh, the priest or the monk or Prior Philip, whatever you want to call him. I know he's a prior now. His story is it was pretty interesting. You know, his parents being murdered and then him being taken to a monastery um, when he was very young is but his story is kind of like, I guess, the most boring. It was like his like origin story, I thought, was kind of boring. And then you have the Hamleys, which that's like right up my alley, like Game of Thrones drama, like betrayal kind of stuff. I'm digging that. It's pretty cool. Um, I'm curious to know, like, if those of you following along, what did you think about Tom abandoning his child on top of Agnes's grave and just walking off? Like, it was pretty brutal. What did you think about the Agnes scene where she shows up after he just put his wife in the ground? Those two scenes, I was like, what's going on here? And now we know that the baby is actually been named Jonathan and has been taken in by the monks at the monastery. So let me know what is your favorite storyline so far? Are you liking how they're tying all three main storylines in? Um, One thing I did get kind of lost on, there's two things I've been kind of lost on in the book, is the initial King Stephen Bartholomew like betrayal thing and this mod that they're trying to put in power, but it didn't work because that William Hamley was able to get evidence of a mutiny or whatever you want to call it, rebellion, and they were able to take over the castle of Bartholomew and squash that whole thing. So I'm kind of getting it now that that's what took place. I'd like to know what you guys think of the William Hamley and Lady Aliena uh, dynamic going on. I in there when they first introduced William Hamley, I was kind of like felt bad for him, you know, like he seemed like he wanted to marry this chick and found her really beautiful. And then as you follow him a little more in his story, he's an asshole. He's not a good character at all. And then yeah, so it'll be interesting to see where that's going. The other thing that I'm kind of like lost on that I don't really enjoy is I know it's a story about like rebuilding a cathedral and everything that's going into that, but there is a lot of emphasis on the architecture stuff here. So much so that I have to like go and research what these architectural terms are for, so that I can understand where the book is taking place. Because if you're not an architect or you don't like you're not taking photos of buildings all day like Donna mentioned she does and she likes that kind of stuff, which is cool. Yeah, I don't think you would get it. It's a lot of that. It's a lot of directional architectural design terms when referring to the cathedral. And since Tom the Builder is a master builder and a mason, every time he passes by a building or they come across a new building, they're describing this kind of architecture stuff. So that can be kind of the slow points of the book, but the pacing is very good, I think. I don't think there's any kind of crazy side tangents. I think the side stories and origin side stories are all very timely. It's done very well. I'm definitely enjoying the book. I read so much of it yesterday. Like I mentioned, I just sat on the couch and didn't stop reading. That when I was done in the evening and just hanging out, I was like, man, I'd rather jump back in, you know. So I actually did keep reading a little bit more, and I'm already into the second portion. So this is going to be spoiler alert. So if you haven't read to the 250, spoiler alert, spoiler alert. Um, what is up with Jack, Ellen's kind of son? He seems maybe off. He may have been an autistic person back in the day. I mean, I have a nonverbal son. There's all kinds of evidence that it's been around for a long time. Maybe not as prevalent as now, but I think he might be. He's socially inept, kind of strange. And what is up with him? I mean, he burnt down the cathedral so that Tom the Builder and his family would have a place to live. It's pretty crazy. That scene had a lot of that architectural stuff that I was talking about, which when he was navigating through the church and burning it and going to burn it down was it was a little exhausting. Um, it seems like Alfred, Tom's oldest son, and Jack are not getting along. I have a feeling that that storyline is going to become a main storyline as the book develops. Also, another spoiler alert: Ellen has left the prairie, the monastery, whatever you want to call it, and has left Tom, which I did not see that coming because the book was always referring to them like doing it every night, infatuated with each other, a lot of lust, but they also talk to each other a lot and like kind of like a true love kind of thing going on. And now she's gone out of the picture, which is maybe probably not out of the picture like for good, but for now, you know, I just finished part 1 and she's left. So it's interesting for sure. It's got it all. I'm enjoying it. I'm curious to hear what everyone is thinking about the book. I'm really anxious to get back into the William Hamley and the Lady Aliena story after they took over Bartholomew's castle. See where that goes. Uh, yeah. So this next week, I will aim for pages 250 to 500, so another 250, so that we can try to keep on pace for the book club to finish the book within a month. I know it's ambitious. I know it's a lot. This isn't a mandatory thing by any means. It's just a way to talk about a really cool book. And um, the book gets a lot of praise, you know, for this genre. So let's stick it out and keep going with it. I will do another live stream next Sunday, again, at 10 a.m. Central Time. So that's that's tentatively in place for right now. I will change the dialogue settings to where we can have more of a you'll be able to type like put your responses in because I think there was a delay. I was getting them like every minute. They were just sitting there, you know. So that's why I kind of just went ahead and ended the call or the live stream. So let's plan on that, and I'll do some shorts to follow along with it. But the first 250 pages are awesome. On a 1 to 10 right now. I mean, this is a solid 9. This is a 9 read. This is great. I'm loving the pacing, the description, the dialogue. It's a perfect amount of dialogue to prose, and storytelling is very strong, and lots of characters, lots of characters in this one, which just expands the world. So that's it for this week's recap of the monthly book club with The Pillars of the Earth by Ken Follett. I apologize again about the live stream. That's me for not being very technologically advanced, not doing my homework prior to it, and just kind of a learning curve. So hopefully everybody or those of you following along will join me next Sunday, and we'll try to pick it back up and have a better discussion of it. Knock out those pages. Let's read it, and because it's well worth it. I'm really enjoying it. Hope everyone's having a good start to the year, and keep reading. Talk soon.